jingle bell rock, rocking around the clock. Hello, huge movie fanatic. Nate coming at you on a very, very cold December day in 2016 in Minnesota. It's actually like, the high is going to be like -7 on Sunday, and it's probably 12 now. And that's Fahrenheit, 12 degrees Fahrenheit, and possible blizzard coming today, so I got to get these reviews made before I get snowed in. Coming at you for another slam bang fantastical Christmas related horror movie. This is one that, you know, on this channel, I'm pretty sure it's still up because I don't, oh shoot, I did put, yeah, I don't know if it's still up or not. But Matt actually had seen this movie, you know, years ago. Matt used to be someone I used to, you know, I started the channel with, and we both would review like Siskel and Ebert, two guys. Started this channel with Matt, and he actually did a solo review back when he did that. If he saw something that I didn't, he'd do a solo review, and I'd just sit there and ask questions or drool or comment or whatever. So he actually saw this movie and reviewed it, and I actually never saw it, but I caught it. I came across it at Half Price Books, as I so often do. Looks like it. This is dated like the 2014. I can't imagine I've had it this long, but I may have. But I actually, you know, I came across this for $2 at Half Price Books by the name of Santa's Sleigh, which I was like thinking of you guys, of course, as I always do when I peruse movies. I'm like, well, also because of Matt's review, I thought I'd give it a try, and for $2 I can always use more Christmas horror movies in my life. So I actually just watched this a few hours ago today, Santa's Sleigh, and I'd seen, you know, back when Matt did his review, and I think I got a clip from I think the beginning of the movie. The fantastic scene at the beginning was on YouTube, and I think I put that, you know, in that, you know, at the end of the review or something like that. But I think Matt's review of this movie is still up, but feel free to search for it, huge movie for that, or you could probably just like type Matt's Santa's Sleigh review. But regardless, this is my Santa's Sleigh review. So I just watched this now, and I gotta tell you, I mean, when a movie starts as strong, you know, as this, you know, it's strong in a goofy horror movie Christmas kind of a way. It actually has like it kind of starts with all these, you know, like the scene with these cameo of actually a bunch of, you know, relatively known actors, James Caan or whatever the hell his name is, and Fran Drescher, and some of these other people who I don't know their names, but they're familiar faces. The movie starts with a slam bang, just pretty amazing scene for the beginning of this movie, where it's just like this family of kind of celebrities, you know, doing cameos at the beginning of this movie, sitting around the table doing a, you know, whatever, just kind of a, you know, goofy ass comedy version of a Christmas or whatever. Is what's his name? Bill Goldberg comes down the, you know, playing, you know, whatever bad killer Santa comes down the chimney, I think, and it's just like kills everyone, and it's just fantastic, like opening scene. I mean, it's like a pre-credit scene, you know, or pre-title scene. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and to be honest, the opening scene of this movie is better than all of this movie. Like all 94 minutes of this movie don't touch the opening scene of this movie. So off the bat, it's like just cool, and it's actually really like, I think this was made back when they shot kind of B movies. I don't think this was, you know, intended for the theater, but this is back when they actually shot B movies on film. I think this is shot on film. And actually, like the visual effects, like the digital effects, and this was probably made in 04, it came out in 05, the digital effects, even now, compared to stuff, you know, I don't know, more straight-to-video stuff now, I mean, the digital effects look pretty great in this movie. So what I'm getting at is the opening scene is like pretty fantastically conceived and executed, and you know, with like the Christmas music and the way people die makes you laugh. So like I say, off the bat, this movie starts in a pretty great, you know, with a pretty great Christmas horror movie sleigh scene, if you will. You know, all these people die or whatever horribly, and this and that, and it really happens fast, and I kind of forgot about how people die. But long story short, this movie starts fantastically. And after that, in the, you know, oh, never mind, it's yeah, after the opening credits, where we kind of see like Santa's history or whatever, like pictorially in these, you know, like old ancient books and going through the years, and it's like ends with the end credits, or the end of the credits, where it's like 2005, which of course when this movie came out and whatever, and stuff. Then we're introduced to these characters, this really cute blonde girl who I want to say I've seen in something else, I'm not sure, but regardless, she's really cute. And then this other teenage, and they actually look like, this kid actually looks like a teenager. I don't know if he probably is, because he's supposed to be like 16, and these kids actually look really, really young. So I don't know if they're, when this movie were made, if they're really teenagers or not. But the girl's cute, and the kid looks young, and they work at this place, and we introduce these characters, and this girl's like, I don't know why this guy has like no interest, but this girl's trying to, like, I don't know, wants to I don't know what she wants because I'm not her, but I think she wants to like take their relationship to the next level, and instead of just being coworkers, maybe she wants to, who knows what, insert explanatives there. But at any rate, I think she wants more than what they have. So, and this kid's like, I don't know if he's asexual or just, clueless. A lot of us guys can be clueless, I will admit, so whatever. But long story short, we're introduced to these young, like presumably teen characters, and the boy is like the main character of the movie, and his grandpa's this guy who we've seen before in other things, an older actor who's like whatever, been all kinds of stuff. Some kind of crazy inventor. Long story short, I'm not going to, give you every beat of the movie, but unlike, I just reviewed Silent Night, unlike that, this movie, has this nice, he introduces character. I mean, that movie introduces characters, I guess, but I don't know. I guess I just didn't connect with any of those characters because it's just so stupid, in my opinion. That movie just rubbed me the wrong way, and this movie rubbed me the right way, if you know what I mean. And it's just like the characters you kind of like, especially the blonde girl. I mean, I really like her. You get introduced to the characters, and I did complain about the randomness of Silent Night. It's true that Santa's Slay does kind of the same thing, where you just have character development or whatever with these main characters. Then we'll just see a scene where Santa just kills someone really quickly, and and then, so this movie, it's strange. It has the same randomness about it, but it doesn't rub me the wrong way for some reason. I don't know. It's just movies, I've said it before in reviews, that each movie has its own kind of personality, and I just didn't like the personality. See, I don't think Silent Night had a personality, in my opinion. If it did, I didn't like it. This movie's, I don't know, humorous take on Christmas. It's like a comedy. See, Silent Night wasn't so much about a comedy. This movie is like Christmas movie, horror movie, and comedy all in one. And I found the humor in this movie to actually be humorous for a change. So that was cool. A huge plus, did I already mention it? I don't know. A huge plus about this movie actually being filmed in Canada, and actually during the winter in Canada, snow galore. There's a freaking chase scene where they're being chased on a snowmobile by this Santa with his big flying sleigh and whatever this buffalo thing is that pulls the sleigh. Actually, huge props for actually being filmed in winter. Huge props. Can't stress that enough. I almost feel like they don't. I don't know. I guess they do because there was a snowmobile scene and stuff. But I almost feel like they don't. They're actually filming during the winter, but in a way I don't know, it's everything that happens outdoors seems to happen so fast. Either that or the stuff going on is so engaging that it's almost like you don't even notice there's snow on the ground. I kind of would have, liked just a shot of like 5 seconds of just there's snow, It's not a complaint, it's just kind of like, I guess it's a compliment to the movie, how engaging, the stuff going on is, that stuff can be filmed outdoors, and it's like you don't even have time to look at the snow. But huge props for being actually filmed in the winter. Breath, people coming out people's faces, snow sitting on the ground, snowmobile scene, like chase scene, really cool. And the action scenes, like the snowmobile chase and stuff like that, in the very beginning of the movie, pre-credit sequence, are actually done really pretty well for like a straight-to-video movie. I was impressed. I wish I would have seen this back then, because I probably really would have. Well, I probably would have liked it the same. But it was really impressive how a lot of times when you have a low-budget movie that goes straight to video or whatever, like Silent Night, for example, it'll just be like, oh my gosh, like who let this person make this movie? This movie, very much like, in a way, it kind of reminded me of Home Alone 3. Kind of the surprising just competentness of like the action scenes, or this, the scenes when there's like stuff going on, was just kind of like, not only fantastically executed, but fantastically conceived, and so many of these jokes and stuff actually kind of went like this, and I'm gonna have to almost probably watch it again to. There was this really funny line where I think someone's character, I don't know if it was a principal, someone's character's name was Cock or something like that, and then some character's like, he sucks, and the cute girl's like, Cock? It's just like, it took me like, I don't know, 5 or 10 seconds to even, it was really hard to hear, and it's just like, oh man. So that was kind of funny. But this movie's generally, in my opinion, genuinely got a fantastic sense of humor. I think for the budget, and even like being 10 years old now already, or well 11, the digital effects, I think even now hold up really well, a lot better than stuff you'll see in really low budget movies now. But this is probably higher budget than low budget movies are now. I don't know. Again, from what I can gather, I think, well, in the credits it said negative cutter, so I'm pretty sure this was shot on film, which is also a plus. What can I say? It's kind of a hoot and very very unexpected. And this says 95 minutes on the back, but it's like 80 minutes long. I don't know why they did that, but I think including end credits, all said and done, and beginning credits, of course, I think the movie is a really nice, brisk, 80 minutes. Something that I suggested for this movie would have been nice, or maybe 40 minutes for this would have been enough. But what can I say? Highly recommended. Santa's Sleigh, 80 minutes, fantastic opening scene, a scene that'll just hook you, and kind of, yeah, that's what I find, and I think I've said several times in movies or reviews over the years, that if a movie starts, movies, if a movie can really hook you from the beginning, which this movie does, obviously, with that fantastic scene, it's kind of, I don't know, it'll win you over right away. And even if the movie's mediocre throughout, which this movie isn't by chance, it's good, it's fantastic throughout. But I don't know, I think when a movie hooks you, right off the bat, that's always a good thing. And this movie definitely does that for me. There's a lot of competence in the writing and stuff. This whole backstory with the pushing the rock or whatever right as close as you can get to the hole in the ice. And oh gosh, I almost forgot to mention the really cool like animation. Like, remember those cartoons, those animations you grew up with, like from the 60s or whenever the hell they were animated, and with Santa and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and stuff? They do this really cool kind of half-ass, it's pretty good, but it's not as good as those animations from the 60s. Their kind of rendition of this backstory about the history of how Santa and whatever, and all this and that, by pushing the rock as close as you can get to the hole in the ice without having to go in. And then they kind of, there's a chase in the high school, and they end up going on the hockey rink, and they kind of replay that scene between the good dead angel grandpa. If you haven't seen this, you're gonna be like, what the hell's going on? But whatever. You should see, if you haven't seen it, you should see it, and then you'll know what the hell I'm talking about. But anyway, the main boy character's grandpa ends up being killed in this movie, and we end up finding out that he was an angel, which is kind of cool, that actually fell in love with an earth woman, a human woman, and shed his angelness and became mortal for her, presumably to pound that fine stuff, and ends up being killed by the hands of this cool joke, Grandpa got ran over by a reindeer. And anyway, we find out that this guy was an angel, and he goes back to angel whatever, and he battles this Santa guy, who, of course, if you know anything about words and what's it called, anagram or whatever, that if you rearrange the letters of Santa, it does very much spell the word Satan, as is shown in the opening credits of this movie. They do that. They do like Satan's, and then they go Santa's sleigh. So Santa versus this angel grandpa guy, formerly grandpa. I mean, an angel, formerly an angel that turned into grandpa, and then he turned back into an angel. They kind of, that scene with the the animation recreated in the high school hockey rink. So I mean, this movie is kind of, for what the hell it is, I was really surprised how competently conceived it was, and then just as competently, or if not more competently, executed. Highly recommended Santa's Sleigh if you can find it for $2 or less, or maybe even a little more. We're gonna bite the bullet and go. It's not a huge rating, but for something like this, it's pretty big. 2 3/4 stars out of 4 stars for Santa's Sleigh. I found it to be highly entertaining. Not the best thing in the world, but again, very much like with Home Alone 3, my low expectations were really like, holy cow, I mean, that's better. This is more entertaining than a lot of movies I've seen in the theater, so the sense of humor is fantastic. I think the obviously being filmed in a real winter setting is huge. The girl, that teen blonde girl, is like really, really cute. The humor in this movie is just funny. Like I say, I should probably watch it again because there's a lot of stuff that I probably missed. What can I say? Highly recommended. Santa's Sleigh. Thank you very much for watching this review, and as always, we'll catch you next time.